I'm Pfizer. Every Olympic dream starts with a first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids feel confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com. 10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an IFIT contract for $250,000. This is when my fit comes in. Someone will be eliminated by first round.
Starting January 8th. World Ski Racers hit Beaver Creek for the Stiefel Birds of Prey December 4th through 7th. Watch Olympic champions and your favorite Stiefel U.S. ski team athletes race for glory in a 2026 Olympic spot. Catch NBC and CNBC coverage December 7th and 8th.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to am570lasports.com/rules. LA's best sports talk.
Stream 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
AM570 LA Sports.
Los Angeles, where do you go for the best LA sports talk? We will be on AM 570. Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Rogan and Rodney, and Petros and Money.
570 LA Sports on iHeart. AM 570 LA Sports.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Rams owner Stan Kroenke and SoFi Stadium have been added to Pasadena's lawsuit against UCLA in the ongoing battle over the school's Rose Bowl lease. The Ducks will host Washington tonight, hoping to rebound from an ugly loss to Utah. The Capitals come to Anaheim riding a 6-game winning streak. LeBron James had 8 points last night. That ends a nearly 1,300-game streak of scoring in double figures. I'm Frank Aaron.
Despite wintry conditions and heavy traffic, the holidays have to go on. That's why Mercedes-Benz SUVs come equipped with the latest safety technology to keep your festive plans on track. Discover the incredible offers for yourself at the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration.
M570 LA Sports.
KLAC, KYSR HD2, Los Angeles, and iHeart radio station. You're listening to Clippers Countdown.
The Clippers Countdown, your lead in to today's Clippers action.
This is Los Angeles Clippers basketball. LA Clippers basketball on the LA Clipper Audio Network. A pregame look at your Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah, it's time to start it up. Come on.
Now, here's your host for Clippers Countdown, Adam Osler.
Welcome to Clippers Countdown as your LA Clippers are in game 3 of this 5-game road trip where they are running in Memphis against a 9-13 Grizzlies team, as this is the first quarter of the season and has been a bit of a bear for this Clippers team so far with a 6-16 record, season-ending injuries, and sending home a franchise legacy player in CP3. But no one's going to feel sorry for them right now, and it's time to win ball games, which is exactly what we saw on Wednesday night in Atlanta.
Harden bounces one, somehow found Chris Dunn on the baseline.
Hey, this is Daniel. I'm connecting right now.
What a find from Harden. He stops straight away, sidestep, 3
Yep.
balls.
All right, we should be good.
James Harden, another 3. And
All
the
right, guys, sorry
Clippers
about
have
that.
their largest lead. Drifts to the right elbow. Lasers to 2. Left block. Finish with 2 hands head high. A nice find from the claw to set up a big Zubac. Dribbling left wing, 4 seconds. Stops left wing. Pulls up for 3. It's blocked. Rebound Collins. Puts it back on the right block. Oh, a one-handed play from John Collins. It's Kobe Sanders drives the baseline, elevates up and under. Kobe Sanders, aerial acrobatics in a right-handed layup. Attacks the baseline, steps back, the tough 2. Rattles down. Oh, Kawhi Leonard. He makes tough shots look easy.
Kawhi ended up with 21. James Harden with 27. Ivica Zubac had 14 and 17 rebounds. And the Clippers would put together their most complete performance on both ends of the floor, winning 115-92 in Atlanta. Here was rookie Kobe Sanders, who tied his season high with 17 post-game on how the group was able to come together after a difficult last few days.
You guys come away with the win. Obviously, a long day for the Clippers yesterday. What does it mean to get this one on the road, and what can you repeat from this performance, try to build on it going forward?
We had great leadership today in the locker room. I mean, the guys came all together and said,
we got to block out all the noise. It was a long day yesterday. We come in today. It's a new day. Focus on to get the win. We got to take it one game at a time. What the thought we wanted, but taking it one game at a time and came out and got one today.
And how could they make it two? Tip-off from Memphis between the Clippers and Grizzlies is just about 58 minutes away. Coming up, we're going to have La Murray on. We will also talk with Carlo Jimenez next. I'm Adam Osland. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Watching from the couch is fun.
Good, man?
Yep.
Oh,
good.
That's in the arena. And when you've got to be there to catch all the sights, sounds, and styles in person, Ticketmaster's got you covered. As the official ticket marketplace of the LA Clippers and the NBA, Ticketmaster has tickets available to every game. Even if you're making a last-minute decision, Ticketmaster's got you covered. And when you're in the building, you don't just see the highlights, you feel them. That no-look pass that makes the crowd gasp, that dunk that rattles the rim and shakes the arena, that buzzer beater that has everyone on their feet. And even if the fit checks off the court that make you do a double take. So throw on your jersey, grab your crew, and lock in your tickets at Ticketmaster today. Because nothing beats being able to say you were there. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Clippers. Grab them before they're gone. Ticketmaster.com/Clippers.
Is,
And we'll see
Carlo
you
there?
courtside, LA.
Hey, Carlo, you there?
Your best self is a start button. This Cyber Monday, explore the world with
Carlo, you got us?
the peaks of Peru to the streets of Paris. Every workout moves you somewhere new with iFit trainers leading the way. The equipment's amazing, smooth, flying, and those screens make it all feel real.
Hey, Carlo, are you there? Can you hear me?
#1 treadmill brand in
Carlo.
Shop NordicTrack.com for Cyber Monday savings. Nordic Track. Train anywhere, explore everywhere. Need a little help starting your
Carlo.
day? Your SoCal
Hey,
area
Carlo, you
Chick-fil-A has delicious breakfast options just for you.
You said you're here?
Chicken minis, egg white grill,
Hey, I got you.
chicken biscuit served on a freshly baked buttermilk biscuit. Enjoy.
Can you talk again? You sound a little low.
Served until 10:30 a.m. Download the Chick-fil-A app today to make your morning.
All right, I got you.
And make sure you have the app when you attend a Clippers game at Intuit Dome. You can receive an original chicken sandwich courtesy of Chick-fil-A SoCal. Go Clippers!
Streaming on the iHeartRadio app. This is the Los Angeles Clippers. Heard exclusively on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off just about 57 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, you're going to hear from La Murray of The Athletic, but join the show right now, I think we got him, is your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, how we doing?
Adam, it is so good to hear your voice. I am doing good. Excited for this one. The Clippers and the Grizz have had some good recent history here in Memphis. They've won 3 in a row and hoping to make it 2 in a row here on the road.
Clippers getting a victory in Atlanta on Wednesday. 115-92 was the final. Their most complete performance of the season. It wasn't perfect, but it was a team that looked like they were playing much harder out there, Carlo.
Yeah, 100%. Felt like they played okay 48 minutes basketball. Great defensive work from the Clippers. They forced 16 turnovers that led to 15 points. And they also moved the ball on the offensive end at an elite level. 29 assists in that game as they out-rebounded Atlanta by 12. So you think about not only is the ball movement fantastic, but then you also are out-rebounding your opponent and you're forcing turnovers. They did all the hustle things at an elite level, and they didn't need a superhuman-like game from James Harden or Kawhi Leonard, which is what they've needed their last couple of wins. It was great to see a team effort in that one against the Atlanta Hawks.
When the defense showed up, as you mentioned, just holding the Hawks to 92 points on 40% shooting, 13 of 39 from the outside. In a game where the Clippers did not shoot it well from 3, but you do the little things, you play defense, and you can still win big.
Yeah, the Clippers really, they have to lean on their defense if they want to be an elite team this season. And it hasn't panned out to start the season like many people thought it would. They were a 3 team on the defensive side last year. But you forced 16 turnovers in that game. You really made Atlanta find some sort of offense in isolation. I think the Hawks had to finish that game with just 8 assists. They did not move the ball well at all. And Nikhil Alexander-Walker had to do most of his work on the offensive end with 21 points. Nobody else got the 20 points. So the Clippers really made an Atlanta team that had been a great offensive group. Now, of course, without Jalen Johnson in that game, he was out with right calf tightness. but they made them very singularly focused, and the swarm defense really helped.
John Collins back in Atlanta, had one of his best games as a Clipper with 15 points, 9 boards, was very aggressive out there, decisive, almost had a huge throwdown he would eventually get to go. But just a little more energy from John Collins as well against his former squad.
Last 5 games, averaging 15 points a contest, 52% from the field. And you talked about the effort, you talked about the energy. He had a season high 9 rebounds in that game against the Hawks. So if he can be excellent at getting to the glass, at being aggressive, getting downhill, it's not always about his three-point shooting. While that hasn't panned out here to start the season, he can still affect the game in other ways. And we saw that on the glass and on the offensive end in transition. That did a great job running out in transition, finding his teammates ahead of the pack, and being able to finish around the defense.
Clippers in Memphis tonight as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Tip-off is just about 52 minutes away. Coming up with more with Carlo Jimenez as we're getting set here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
The sneakers squeak, the sound of the ball going through the net, the roar of the crowd. Adds up to 80 years of pro basketball. With the league still going strong, there's so much to look forward to. As the season gets underway, some of the league's biggest stars.
How's Memphis been, Carlo?
Fans to wonder how things might play out. We can hardly wait. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at progressive.com.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyota Thumb's on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, riding through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander 4P day. I can get it. Coco tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey, presto, a new holiday classic. Let's sing it again. Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon is on.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyota-thon ends January 5th. See your participating dealer for details.
Have you guys tried these holiday cookies? Whoa.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, Carlo, you still got us?
Cal is proud to be the official chicken sandwich of the LA Clippers. At any home game, if the visiting team misses 2 consecutive free throws in the fourth quarter, fans in attendance receive a free Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich via the Chick-fil-A app. Download the Chick-fil-A app and make sure
Hey, Carlo, you still got us?
you're unable to claim your offer before midnight. Download the app today for additional exclusive offers. Chick-fil-A SoCal is proud to be the official chicken sandwich of the LA Clippers. Remember, eat more chicken.
Keep trying.
Carlo, you there?
It's LA Clippers basketball.
Carlo?
Exclusively on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
They going without no top. Them high Jarvis is dumping it, making it drop. California to Virginia till it making it hot. Taking it, long drive to the G4 plane, expand to the stage.
Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip off just about 50 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Still to come, we'll go back in time in Clippers Rewind. Also, La Murray of The Athletic will be here. But I think, if we're lucky, we still got him. It's Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, let's talk about the game from James Harden on Wednesday night. Just 27 points on 11 of 24 shooting, 5 of 14 from the outside, but 9 assists to 1 turnover in the ballgame.
Yeah, his ball. Pointed out last season when Kawhi got back and got healthy, Harden's turnover numbers really leveled out because the Clippers finally had somebody on the floor who could also handle the ball, could initiate the offense at the elite level, and James didn't have to do everything every single time he was playing point guard for the Clippers. And that's true for James Harden because not only his usage rate come down, so hopefully he can play at longer stretches down the season, but also when he has the ball, he can be more effective because he doesn't have to worry about doing everything. I mean, he didn't shoot a free throw last game. 27 points. The most points in his career without a free throw attempt. 27. So think about he doesn't have to get back to the line, doesn't have to get downhill and try to evade defenders and draw a foul. He can just play, really, as the kids like to say, ethical hoops.
It's a great point. Kawhi Leonard did go 6 of 6 at the charity stripe and needed to because he was just 7 of 21 from the field. But I liked his aggressiveness out there, borne out by the fact he did get to the charity stripe some.
To get him downhill, able to attack. It just looks like he's very comfortable being somebody who's aggressive on the offensive end. That's usually the super team. They need an aggressive Kawhi Leonard. And look, he's been great for the charity stripe as well. 65 for 67 this season. He's missed 2 free throws. He leads the NBA in free throw percentage. Big reason why the Clippers lead the NBA in free throw percentage. They have to be great at getting to the free throw line and just get an extra rest and get an extra opportunity for guys to get downhill and really set up your defense when you get to the free throw line. You kind of negate the transition opportunity that other teams have because you can be able to get back on that side. So big for the Clippers to get to the free throw line. Would love to see them do it more for a team that's the best free throw shooting team percentage-wise. They are 22nd in free throw attempts. So can you continue to draw fouls? This is a Memphis team that does not foul a lot. It'll be a tough test today.
Kobe Sanders trying to help him out in that area, tying his early career and season high with 17 points. Went 5 of 5 at the charity stripe, 5 of 6 from the field overall. Couple of three-pointers too, showing off the diversity in his game, taking guys off the dribble on closeouts. Had an acrobatic and almost dunk like we saw with John Collins as well. Kobe Sanders been really good so far in his young career for this Clippers team.
Incredible. Maybe the best second-round pick in the league right now in terms of performers. And he's contributing at an elite level for this Clipper team. Career high 17 points in the last game. And look, when Jeff Van Gundy says he believes you can be a true two-way threat, you know you're legit. And that's the kind of praise Kobe Sanders has gotten from his teammates. Not only that, but the mentorship from somebody like James Harden. I mean, Harden has really been, for Kobe Sanders, an elite mentor. And James kind of spoke about it after the last game, and so did really the Clippers as a whole, saying that, James Harden holds us to a high standard and he wants everybody on this team to be elite. And that's part of what Kobe Sanders gets from that. He feels that, when James is on the floor, you have to play at another level.
Good job of that. And also just thinking into it. Didn't think he could be an excellent, many didn't think he could be an excellent defender. He thought he could be, and he's shown that every time he's on the hardwood thing. He takes those matchups very personally.
Putting in the effort on that end. Also said glowing things about the locker room heading into that game against Atlanta. The group really came together after a difficult 24, now 48 hours. We will see what happens tonight in Memphis. Clippers at 6-16, taking on the Grizzlies. Coming up next, we'll go back in time in Clippers Rewind right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
My name is Kyle.
Yeah.
Toyota makes the vehicles.
Is Law on the phone or is he in Memphis?
The phone.
Okay.
5 inches in the front, 1 inch in the back. I can go over speed bumps in those off-roading trails, like that.
Now it's easier than ever to modify your Toyota at your local Toyota dealer. We're partnering with leading accessory brands like ARB, Fox, Rigid, Rhino, and more. Lies with confidence.
My favorite spot that I've taken it to is where Colorado and Wyoming and Utah touch. It's a blue ribbon river, which means the fly fishing is incredible.
From suspension to fries. Modify your Toyota truck or SUV at your local Toyota dealer just the way you want, with warranted custom work. Or shop online at toyota.com/accessories. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Clippers fans, watching from the couch is fine, but the real show, that's in the arena. And when you've got to be there to catch all the sights, sounds, and styles in person, Ticketmaster's got you covered. As the official ticket marketplace of the LA Clippers and the NBA, Ticketmaster has tickets available to every game. Even if you're making a last-minute decision, Ticketmaster's got you covered. And when you're in the building, you don't just see the highlights, you feel them. That no-look pass that makes the crowd gasp, that dunk that rattles the rim and shakes the arena, that buzzer beater that has everyone on their feet, and even if the fit checks off the court that make you do a double take. So throw on your jersey, grab your crew, and lock in your tickets at Ticketmaster today, because nothing beats being able to say you were there. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Clippers. Grab them before they're gone. Ticketmaster.com/Clippers. And we'll see you courtside, LA.
Streaming on the iHeartRadio app. This is the Los Angeles Clippers. Heard exclusively on the LA Clippers audio network.
Right together with you. Outside the snow is falling, it's on you.
Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off just about 43 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Coming up, we got La Murray of The Athletic, plus your player to watch. But first, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind, back to May 2nd of 2015. In theaters at the time, you had the second Avengers movie, Age of Ultron. Fast and the Furious 7 was also out. Biggest song on the radio was Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. And the Clippers were in a Game 7 at home against the Spurs and needed a big bucket late.
On the move, the final circle to the foul line, to the rim with the right hand on goal.
I know it's difficult right now, Clipper Nation, as he was sent home earlier this week, but I hope we can look back fondly on the good times with CP3 in that first stint with the Clippers, even though this N-word was sudden and awkward, you could say a little bit. I know people are talking about it right now. I heard the audio from Blake Griffin. I heard Chris Haynes. Updates are coming out. We're going to talk with La Murray about it coming up, but just want to be able to still celebrate those big buckets by CP3 during the Lob City days, of course, and also celebrate this group moving forward here. Clippers, trying to win 2 in a row, are in Memphis. Tip-off just about 41 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
When you look at a Ford F-150, you'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job.
With that kind of versatility, it's no wonder it's America's best-selling truck for 48 years and counting.
The 2025 Ford F-150, from California's best-selling truck brand, Ford. It's time to see Ford in a new light.
Am I the one? I am tired. I should see a doctor. Is it genetic? Does my health plan even cover tests like that? Don't that work? How does that work? Why is this always a whole big thing? Wait. What Kaiser Permanente? So my coverage includes regular preventive care. Guess it doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
The world's best male ski racers are racing in the United States in December. The Stiefel Birds of Prey hits Beaver Creek, Colorado, December 4th through 7th. Watch Olympic champions, World Cup winners, and your favorite Stiefel U.S. ski team athletes tackle one of the toughest courses on the planet. Racing for glory and the chance to secure their place in the 2026 Olympics. Don't miss the NBC and CNBC coverage December 7th and 8th. The only thing between you and your best self is a start button. This Cyber Monday, explore the Nordic track. From the peaks of Peru to the streets of Paris, every workout moves you somewhere new with iFit trainers leading the way. The equipment's amazing, smooth, quiet, and those screens make it all feel real. Ready to start your next workout adventure with the #1 treadmill brand in the U.S.? Shop NordicTrack.com for Cyber Monday savings. Nordic Track. Train anywhere, explore everywhere.
Streaming on the iHeartRadio app. This is the Los Angeles Clippers. Heard exclusively on the LA Clippers audio network.
Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off 39 minutes away here on the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. It's Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. What's up, PMS Union? Coming up, we will go to La Murray of The Athletic, but first.
Players to watch.
You know what? I'm going with Kobe Sanders again. After what he did on Wednesday night with those 17 points, 5 of 6 shooting, 2 of 2 from the outside, and 5 of 5 at the charity stripe. His best game so far in his young career. I want to see how he builds off this, what confidence he can gather from having a performance like that where the Clippers won 115-92 in Atlanta over the Hawks, and he was a big part of it, the sixth man in that ball game. It was the big three with Kawhi plus John Collins with the starters scoring-wise, and then off the bench, and they have needed more bench scoring. They've had a lot of issues in that area. They got 30 total bench points. Good for them so far this season, but Kobe Sanders was 17 of those. Want to see what happens tonight and if he can turn this into a little bit of an upward trend, as it felt like he hit the rookie wall for about a week there, understandably struggling a little bit. Maybe got out of it with that performance in Atlanta. Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off just about 36 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
When you look at a Ford F-150, you'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job.
With that kind of versatility, it's no wonder it's America's best-selling truck for 48 years and counting.
The 2025 Ford F-150, California's best-selling truck brand, Ford. It's time to see Ford in a new light.
Need a little help starting your day? Your SoCal area Chick-fil-A has delicious breakfast options just for you. Whether it's the chicken minis, egg white grill, or the classic chicken biscuit, served on a freshly baked buttermilk biscuit. Enjoy breakfast with Chick-fil-A, served until 10:30 a.m. Download the Chick-fil-A app today to make your mornings easier. And make sure you have the app when you attend a Clippers game at Intuit Dome. You can receive an original chicken sandwich courtesy of Chick-fil-A SoCal. Go Clippers!
Here's a slam dunk for LADWP customers. Get a rebate up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. Installing an EV charger at your home? Get a rebate for that to up to $1,500. Drive cleaner, save bigger, and power your future with LADWP rebates. These offers put more money back in your pocket while helping the planet. Visit LADWP.com/EV today to start saving. That's LADWP.com/EV. Proud partner of the LA Clippers.
Your mother loving you zone because you're big time. PayPal lets you choose how you want to pay for all this stuff. With PayPal, I can pay in store, pay online, or pay over time. What's that? You want this translated into song? I hope you're sitting down. You can pay your own way and keep those ears on. You don't just pay, baby. PayPal. Learn more at PayPal.com.
This is LA Clippers basketball. Heard exclusively on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers taking on the Grizzlies in Memphis. We got tip-off 35 minutes away here. Coming up, I'll be joined by La Murray of The Athletic in the very next segment. But first, your injury report. Of course, for the Clippers, no Bradley Beal. Bogey out once again with that left hip contusion. Bogdan Bogdanovic. Derek Jones Jr. will be reevaluated in about 4 weeks from now. Jordan Miller is questionable. Soreness, lower back injury there. As for the Memphis Grizzlies, they are without Ty Jerome, their big offseason pickup. John Morant out with a right calf strain. Scottie Pippen Jr. as well, left great toe injury. He'll be out for this one. Clippers, Grizzlies tipping off from Memphis. Tip-off just 33 minutes away. Coming up next from The Athletic, we'll get the story from La Murray. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your money. All investments involve risk, including loss or principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy.
Law, it's Adam.
The
You
United
good?
States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/.
I don't know. Not as busy as you. I know that. Hold on, man.
Friendship. Just chill, because that song lives rent free in your head.
Oh, we're rolling, right? I'll probably cut something up.
Okay,
This interview, you know.
Sounds like a plan. Be right back. Literally.
Yeah, wait a second.
I got spit. Get rid of the gum finally.
Our
Yeah.
award-winning team is
Now it would have been real bad if the trash can weren't outside. What's that?
From state-of-the-art cartilage restoration to robotic-assisted knee
I just had to come back with the gum still.
advanced techniques
It
available
all worked
today.
out.
We are proudly physician-owned and accept most PPO and Medicare plans. Call 1-800-919-2000 or visit HopeOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Streaming on the iHeartRadio app. This is the Los Angeles Clippers, exclusively on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip off 31 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll get your drive around the league and more from Carlo Jimenez, but join the show right now is the man who has been all over the story the last 48 hours with CP3 going back to Los Angeles on this Clippers road trip. He'll no longer be with the team. It's Law Murray of The Athletic. At Law Murray, the NU is where you follow him. Law, thanks for doing this here on Clippers Countdown. So let's just start with this. I'll try to keep it simple here. What were the main reasons for the dismissal and CP3 being let home or sent home?
I think it really just comes down to a team that is underperforming as much as they were, and a presence on that team that they couldn't control. And that presence not being able to contribute on the court to justify all the challenges that will go into trying to manage a locker room or trying to keep everybody on the same page. And I think all of that's complicated because when you have a player of Chris Paul's stature in the league, and then on top of that, you have a player and an organization where Chris Paul has done so much to the past of this team, and everyone was looking forward to celebrating him as this year went along. You just think, well, what are your priorities? And I think the priorities for a lot of fans is we want what we want with Chris Paul. I think the priorities with the organization and the team is we're not good. And I have to address that at some point. And so I think they were careful to say, hey, look, Chris Paul is the main reason or not the reason. You know, they're not going to take Chris Paul away from this and it fixes everything. That's not the case, right? That's not being realistic. But I also don't think it was realistic anymore as time went along, as more things were being addressed over time to have this thing later with Chris. And that's something that I've seen with guys that are Chris Paul. I think the fact that it's Chris Paul makes it louder. But we've seen the Clippers have messy endings with, I would say, guys who aren't the one or two best players in the team over the last several years.
Can you confirm the report regarding him and Coach Lue not being on speaking terms for a couple of weeks before him being let go?
I think you had that confirmation in so many ways. I mean, Blake Griffin just got on TV just now discussing the lack of communication, not just with the head coach, but with Steve Ballmer as well. And obviously in between that is the person who was probably communicating the most. That's Lawrence Price. That's front office.
friendly basketball operation. And I think that's a really difficult thing for a player. I think that's also something you have heard time and time again. If there's been one issue that's been coming up with T. Lou over the years, it's he can be inconsistent with his communication and his urgency to communicate. You know, that's something that I think he really has addressed more in the previous couple of years. But I think when things get rough, I think Teron tends to keep it in himself and only pick one or two guys that he's going to try to deal with it as far as players. He's going to lean more into his coaching staff. And again, there are some guys who they'll shrug their shoulders and they'll just kind of keep within themselves. That's not Chris Paul. That's never been Chris Paul. And you're going to have conflict. And I think with that kind of conflict, I think Teron is not stayed within himself and his circle of trust. And there was a lack of trust. You heard the word trust come up so much over the last few weeks. And this is really just one layer of it with Chris Paul's departure.
How far back did these incidences go with him and locker room disruption or not getting along with players or coaches, whatever was happening behind the scenes? How far back are we talking? Now people are going through like it's Zapruder film with old practice footage with Coach Lou and things like that. How long was it heading towards this point? How far back can we go?
The air or not?
Well,
yeah, that's all related. Like, you don't bring Chris Paul onto your team without a significant level of ego management, some massage, some laying down of expectation, some hope that it will work out. Because we're not here if the Clippers are winning.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we are, but significantly less likely. Like, Chris Paul is about winning, and we all know that. But Chris Paul wasn't able to help the team win on the floor. And this team has a lot of issues that they had to try to figure out. And so all that, like stuff in the open practice that comes out, there's a lot of people that want their workplace understanding of how things go in the workplace is different, I guess. But also, I feel like people don't understand how people talk to each other in the NBA. Like, like everything has to be in a press conference or in a locker room. It's like, God, talk back. Like, that's what happened. That's why T. Lou has the relationships he does have across the league. He's relatable because, like, a guy who's still playing a lot of, like,
right.
That's how it is with a lot of situations. I mean, talking about taking things out of context. Yeah, like, if you're going to take an open practice and everything was extremely kumbaya with this team in October and translate it to what it might mean in December, then yeah, you're probably going to come away with some conclusions. I was asking questions in October. Man, are y'all tired of each other yet? Y'all haven't played a preseason game. The only team that waited longer than the Clippers to play another team in a preseason game was the Washington Wizards. Like, I even asked Chris that. Like, Chris was the one who was like saying, yeah, it'll be good to play somebody else. Interestingly enough, I asked Teron Lou that same question before I asked Chris. Teron was shaking his head. There haven't been issues of guys getting under their skin because they've been going up against each other and not being able to take that out on somebody else yet. I've covered the NBA long enough to know that, like, you need those preseason games. You need to face somebody else if you're highly competitive and highly competitive. I'm not saying either guy was being a story about any of this. I am saying that you got to take things into context. And the thing with Chris Paul is everyone understood how he can be. And especially in a situation where, like last year's Spurs, he's not the only bet. He's not going to be, kind of giving his all and everyone else just kind of fall under it. Like, this is a different situation. And the biggest thing is the whole thing with this Clipper season, even if you thought they would underachieve, I don't think anyone, point me to the person who had been losing 15 of their 20 games, and then I'll give them a little bit of credit. And even then, it's just humans trying to figure things out. And this didn't work out.
The Clippers organization has taken a lot of backlash for this move. I don't think that was lost on them or they did this on a whim. My guess is this was calculated. They gauged, how bad this would be from a PR standpoint, and they still felt like they had to do it for the betterment of the team. Is that fair to say?
It's fair to say because the easy thing to do is to not. You're going to lose the PR battle here. Like you're going to lose it. There's no one. Like that's just how it is. Even with Christmas, the Clippers in the live city, people who really like or respect the Clippers and respected Chris Paul, you hear all the time, "Oh, Chris Paul, great leader. The shortest guy on the team shouldn't be leading." They would slander Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan all the time. Yes, who took exception to stuff like that? Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, the dudes that were on the team. Now, mind you, Blake had his departure team, DeAndre had his departure team, so many others have had their departure. I mean, people don't leave the Clippers in good spirits. Like, rarely have. It's always messy. And I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying that that's right. I am saying that I'm just used to it. I think fans are tired of it. This isn't a franchise that does not have a strong record of, treating guys right, especially on the way out. But at the same time, I think the issue with the Clippers is such that because you're leaving, you have to do something about it. You have to take the hit. And you're thinking about who is contributing and who has a chance to contribute. And how do you keep them together? How do you salvage any of this? And what was clear is it wasn't salvageable. I don't think this was Chris Paul was a complete and total, I would say not a problem, until a week ago. But that clearly wasn't the case. Stuff was off. Stuff was off before Bradley Beal got hurt. That's why Chris was getting phased out of the rotation,
And Lawrence had already talked to him. Is that correct?
Conversations with Chris and Lawrence were ongoing. I mean, the last time they talked might have been 2 o'clock in the morning in Atlanta, but it wasn't the first time stuff was addressed. That's why Lawrence made the decision Sunday night that he was going to tell Chris that it was over. Now, actually making it so that he played in another game and then there's a lot of things that are not ideal, but I think that this is clear that this wasn't a one-time thing. I think this was a series of small touches that just got to a point where you got to stop the bleeding at some point.
And is it?
It's unfortunate that it happened with Chris. It's unfortunate, but it is, and that's what it is.
And is it also true that at one point CP3 apologized to the team, which would kind of also speak to what was happening behind the scenes if he felt like he had to apologize at some point?
I mean, yeah, I think the big thing there is I don't think Chris was thinking that they were actually going to do this to him. I don't think Chris felt like this was a realistic course of action that the Clippers would take. And so I think if you're in that state of mind, it's like, yeah, give me a chance to be here or whatever. But I think the chances are exhausted. And I'm again, if I was management, I would see if 2 weeks away would do something. You know what I mean? That's honestly where I would look at this. Like, if you're away for 2 weeks and you come back, are things better? Are things with the team better? Can they play better and things can be resolved that way? The fact that this was cut off there, it's unfortunate. That's how I feel like Chris would have kind of processed this. Like, oh, I'm a problem. Okay, well, let me try and resolve this. But it just feels like he wasn't working on or off the work, and there was not at a certain point a whole lot that Chris Paul could do about it.
Do you think this is why? Because it seemed like this offseason, it's obviously going to happen. CP3 is coming back to the Clippers, and then it took some time. Is that maybe what they were weighing all along?
Well, you remember we were talking in July about whether whether this is going to happen, why it was taking as long as it was, et cetera. Like, I remember after what Brooke Lopez was signed, I wrote in that same story, well, I kind of think that, you know, something that could happen with in terms of Chris Paul coming back. Like, if you're signing an old starter to be a backup, and it's Brooke Lopez at the center field, like I can see this team signing Chris Paul, and you know, a guy who started to be a backup for this year's team. You know? And so, as time went along, you saw what the Clippers did. They Chris Paul through the roster. They bring in a Bradley Beal. They trade for a John Collins, which that takes up rotation slots, right? Like the Norm Powell John Collins transition didn't necessarily take that spot up because that's one guy leading the norm to bring in a guy in John. But when you add Brad to that, it's like, all right, there's just look at who's here. Like you've got 10 guys. Chris Paul would make an 11th incredible rotation player here. There has been conversations to make it very clear about, hey, look, we don't need to start. We might not have to play him. Like this is one of the different. The closest you come to a team and were asked to do less like this was when he went to Golden State, right? So
yeah,
I just feel like when you look at everything that happened now and the timing of it, I got to the point where I was like, all right, maybe he doesn't come back. Maybe it's not worth it to come back. Maybe he's got another spot to go to. Maybe this is, you know, something where he takes like 6 months and sees how teams start. You know, but the Clippers they made the move. Chris Paul made the move, and look, it's a great moment in July. I think it's going to be a 15 when you're headed for 60 losses through 20 days. A whole lot changed. Does Chris Paul sign with this team if he knew that it was going to fail as much as it would have? He probably doesn't go for the activation. And I think a lot of people are looking at this in hindsight, being like, oh, like, duh, it's Chris Paul. What do you think? It's like, yes, we knew it was Chris Paul. We know how the Clippers are. But no one, not Chris Paul, not the players, not the coaches, not the organization, thought they would start as poorly as they did and have the consequences that come with starting as poorly as they did.
Murray of The Athletic joining me here on Clippers Countdown as we get set for the Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. A couple more for you here, Law, and I appreciate your time. Do you think this is an indictment on the locker room in general that has taken some criticism for not having a very vocal leader? And then you insert one that maybe is there at the wrong time of his career with a bunch of vets, and it's just, yeah, you could see it being combustible like this.
To a certain extent, yeah. We all know that the stars priority for this whole organization. They're the ones they get the communication. They're the ones who get paid and or discussed the most about having certain sacrifices where they don't get paid as much, but in turn they get some real input on the roster. James Harden, I keep bringing him up, like on the phone with Bradley Beal. The organization was bringing him in. The head coach wants him in the starting lineup before he even can run without his knee bothering him. Like stuff like that. That's where the Clippers locker room kind of vibes. What I don't agree with as much is that those guys were conspiring to get Chris out. I'm not on the road on this trip. And so you've heard people who had been in the locker room asked to why I asked James what's going on. They're surprised.
Mark this. Mark this part.
Transaction happening. I think a lot of people are cynical about it. That doesn't mean that they should jump to conclusions and say stuff like, oh, Kawhi didn't want him here, James didn't want him here. James, I'm sure that there were uncomfortable conversations, but those guys, whatever happened, they got their issues too. I think on the flip side, I think there's so many impressionable places in that locker room. There's a lot of places where that locker room will get fractured. You have young guys who are being asked to play. You're having other guys who are new to the team trying to figure things out. You have other role players who are used to just kind of having to deal with this stuff that happens every year against. This is a team that had Russell Westbrook on it, John Wall on it, Rajon Rondo on it. You know, like this stuff happens every year. It seems like so. As it's difficult because we're talking about it in the context of Chris not the team and the guys who are still in it. And I'm looking at it like, who's going to be on this team in 2 months? And how do they turn it around if they do turn it around?
Well, and that's my last question here, Law. Where does Chris go from here, and where do the Clippers go now?
Yeah, Chris doesn't look like a guy that's trying to retire. I mean, that's what he told me in late July. He had so song and dance with him coming into his dome and meeting with fans in the first place. Like, yeah, I'm here. Don't treat me like I'm on a fair ball. That thing I'm trying to throw up. Like that was Chris when he started. When it was training camp, the day before training camp, Chris was saying, I'm trying to compete with the young guys, Jordan Millers and the Kobe's, both of them, I presume. You know, like he's trying to be in it. He's trying to play. He's trying to participate. You know, I think that gets harder when you're not playing and your team is losing. It's like you're there and it's like your nature is to figure it out. Well, now the Clippers aren't Chris Paul's problem anymore. The question is, who in the NBA, which team does it feel like it makes sense for him to go to? And again, we're going to say the same thing now. Keep that same energy when it comes to adding Chris Paul to your team. Does your coach have what it takes to continue to dialogue with him? Do your stars want to share that voice in the locker room? Do you have a place on your rotation chart for Chris Paul? And is your team doing anything that's worth it? You know, you can't go to a team that is playing for the lottery, even though no one's going to explicitly say that. Maybe a couple teams. Like, a really good team is not trying to upend things. They're really good. They got to go a bubble team. Like the Warriors, for example, a game within a game 500. You know, and I'm using the Warriors not because Chris played there, just because they're placed in the standings. It's like, all right, do you think Chris Paul helps you, or do you think this is a risk, a calculated risk you need to take? I don't think there's an obvious answer out there. And I would expect Chris to find it. How it happens, when it happens, how effective it is, we'll just have to evaluate that when we get there.
Here's Law Murray of The Athletic. Read his latest there. The Clippers Chris Paul saga isn't as strange as you may think. At Law Murray, the NU is where you find him. Law, appreciate you. Brilliant reporting as always. I know Clipper Nation really appreciated this interview. Thanks for coming on here on Clippers Countdown, my friend.
Thanks, Travis.
Coming up next, your drive around the league as we get set for the Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off just about 12 minutes away right here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Thank you, Lau. I'll put it on YouTube in the next 20 minutes. I'll send you a link.
Maybe that's why we think about basketball.
All right. Appreciate you. Be good.
Plays, the swagger, the glory. Yeah. And when we're not thinking about basketball,
You might send me that.
The whole thing of that part.
The whole thing.
Okay, oh, yeah, I got it.
Lineup of star players. Like
Yeah.
he'll tell you right.
But actually, if you could send me that part separately so I can
Okay.
use that for the tease.
The best seats in the house.
Yeah.
Ground clearance that
They
propels us
selection
even
on
higher.
Adam
And
full.
available dual panoramic displays that steal the show. These are the things that occupy our minds. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. The stylish 3-row 2025 Kia Telluride X-Line all-wheel drive. Kia, official vehicle of the Los Angeles Clippers. Call 800-333-4KIA for detail. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Oh no.
I'm your pancreas.
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or in schools.
I thought it was my
Law Murray of The Athletic joining me here on Clippers Count. A very vocal leader. And then
Insufficiency or EPI.
do you think this is an indictment on the locker room? This is his answer there, like a 30-second clip of his answer
Okay.
where he's talking about
To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, they get to communication. they're the ones who get paid and or
Yeah, about the other players and how
get
they
the
feel.
communication. They're the ones who get paid and or real input on the roster. Like James Harden, I keep bringing him up. Like on the phone with Bradley Beal, the organization wants to bring him in. The head coach wants him in the starting lineup before stuff like that. That's where the Clippers locker room kind of vibes. What I
Before that or after that, he said he was talking about people assuming something. So I'll go super quick here.
Okay.
Clippers at Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip off just about 10 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, back to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. But first, let's get to your drive around the league. Brought to you by Toyota. It's the Here and Now sales event at your Toyota dealer. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a great deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. Not the only game tonight in the association, you could say. Quite a few games being played. Of course, we just had the interview with Law Murray. I will post that on the YouTube channel, Clippers Talk, momentarily here. But early on in Denver, make it in Atlanta. They're taking on the Hawks now, down by 10 early in the first quarter. Midway through the second quarter, Orlando Magic down by 2 at home to the Miami Heat. Coming up a little bit later tonight, it's the Phoenix Suns in Houston taking on the Rockets. Clippers in Memphis facing the Grizzlies, trying to make it 2 in a row. We'll talk about this Grizzlies ball club. They're a little banged up themselves. Clippers just saw them last week in an Intuit Dome. Couldn't get a victory then. Trying to make up for that error tonight. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown right here on Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Legacy continues. So, 2025 Toyota 4Runner is here. Conquer any terrain with its ability to drive.
And to deal with this stuff, I think a lot of people are cynical about it.
Yeah.
Like that? Start there? Or
Yeah, maybe start there.
okay.
It's here to
Can we hear it?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are cynical about it. That doesn't mean that they should jump to conclusions and say stuff like, oh, Kawhi didn't want him here, James didn't want him here. Game, I'm sure that there were uncomfortable conversations, but those guys probably are cool with whatever happened. They got their issues too.
Okay, right there.
So
They got their issues too.
All right. Boom. And
That'll be the tease.
Perfect. Fine.
Ticketmaster has tickets available to every game. Even if you're making a last-minute decision, Ticketmaster's got you covered. And when you're in the building, you don't
And then the
just see
full one
highlights,
should be,
you
let's see
feel
here.
them. That no-look
Hey, that's right.
makes the crowd
So
dance.
let's just start with
That rattles the rim and
Do
shakes
that.
the arena. That
So-
buzzer beater that has everyone on their
And-
feet.
Murray,
And even
DNU is where you find him.
that make you do
Law
double
free
take.
sporting
So
as
throw in
always.
your
I know
grab
Clipper
your
Nation
crew
will
and lock
appreciate
in your
this interview.
tickets at Ticketmaster today, because nothing beats being able to say you
that.
were there. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com/Clippers.
All right, I'll send you
Grab them
those two.
before they're
Just a
gone.
moment.
Ticketmaster.com/Clippers.
You are very well.
And we'll see you courtside, LA.
With the new IHOP Valley.
Glad to help.
Yeah, I mean, all it takes to go.
I don't even know. I don't know. So I went to USC. So like,
Hey, Carlos there.
What was that?
Carlos there.
Yeah.
But
They probably just turned the
you know,
mic
that's
down.
happening, but also like they haven't won anything in 4 years.
6 months.
Yeah.
Every day.
You don't want to get Bo Pelini though, Carlo, you know?
Available every day for a limited time participating with no substitutions. Not
Yeah.
the discounts or promotions prices being aired. This is LA Clippers basketball. Exclusively on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off just 5 minutes away. Let's get back out to Memphis and get your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, what's changed with this Memphis team since the Clippers just saw them about a week ago at Intuit Dome?
Not much, Adam. They're still playing great basketball. They've won 5 of their last 7 games, and they're top 10 in net rating in that stretch. Number 1 in rebounding percentage, number 1 in assists per game. They've really had a revelation on the offensive end ever since Zach Edey has come back. And they just continue to rev up. I mean, this was a team that had before Edey showed up, they were 5th to last in offensive rating. And since then, they have been a top 10 offensive rating team. It is just
so impressive how one guy can turn things around. Now, should also be noted, Adam, John Morant has not played the last 7 contests, and this is the Memphis team that's still trying to figure things out with Cedric Howard, the rookie, in their starting lineup. So maybe a couple of factors here. You get East ramping up, not a lot of John, so now you're playing a similar schedule or similar kind of lineup night in and night out, and then the young guys, Cedric Howard and Jalen Wells, has really turned it around. In his last 5 games, he's averaging 17 contests. He's been excellent.
Pair that with the defense, not easy. All right, let's talk about it. My player to watch in this ball game, Kobe Sanders. I want to see how he responds after having his best game of his young career. Who do you got for the Clippers, Carlo?
Big Adam Kobe Sanders for 17 points. I feel like Big Zoo needs a big game today. I know he's got Zach Edey on the other side, and he has spoken about how he looks up to Zubac, would watch him in the league and say, hey, that's somebody that I can emulate. But for Ivica Zubac, I mean, he did not have a lot of offensive production last time these two teams faced off. I would just expect him to have a bigger game. Last time the Clippers were in Memphis, though, he did have 20 points and 19 rebounds. That would be good for Big Zoo.
All right, Carlo Jimenez on the call. Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off just about 7 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Up next, we'll get to your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Matt Campbell. Okay, then.
When you have Ford F-150,
Penn State found a
you'll
coach.
see
Yes.
a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and Out is designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job.
With that kind of versatility, it's no wonder it's America's best-selling truck for 48 years and counting.
The 2025 Ford F-150, from California's best-selling truck brand, Ford. It's time to see Ford in a new light.
The sneakers squeak, the sound of the ball going through the net, and the roar of the crowd. It adds up to 80 years of pro basketball.
This is your progressive sports.
With the league still going
About to go really quick here.
As the season gets underway, some of the league's biggest stars are with new teams, leaving fans to wonder how things might play out. We can hardly wait. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com. Taylor's Life presents Chill or Not to Chill, when your friends get your favorite song to play with. And the friendship. Or Chill, because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you plan ahead by bringing Taylor's Life to the party. And the sound of that ice cold plan cracking open the music to your ears already. Taylor's Life, choose Chill.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Real quick.
Perfect. This is the Los Angeles Clippers, heard exclusively on the
Clippers in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Tip-off coming up. Let's get to your keys to victory. Clippers got beat up on the board something fierce last weekend against Memphis back at Intuit Dome. They're coming off a game, though, where they had 13 offensive rebounds on Wednesday night against Atlanta. Got to crash the glass in Memphis now. Here we go. Carlo Jimenez on the call from FedEx Forum. Tip-off is next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
You've been listening to Clippers Countdown.
The anticipation.
Hit the ball. Look at today's action on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Tip time is here.
Stick around for tip-off in moments right here. This is LA Clippers basketball. AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles, 98.7 KYSR HD2 Los Angeles, an iHeart radio station.
They overhauled their depth.
Welcome to Los Angeles Clippers basketball.
I think this team is going to make a run. Kawhi down the way. He steps over the right hand. Kawhi Leonard in the future. Big Zoom. Get the future.
And now,
From the
here's the voice of your LA Clippers,
It is almost that time here at FedEx Forum. The Clippers road trip continues, and on the front end of a back-to-back, they're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Thanks for hanging out with us and with Adam throughout the pregame as the Clippers look to come away with 2 straight wins on the road trip, taking down Atlanta 115-92 last time out. James Harden 27 points and 9 assists. Kawhi Leonard with 27 points as the Clippers held the Hawks to just 38% from the field, and they finished with just 8 assists to go along with their 16 turnovers. The Clippers were able to force them to get 15 points off of those turnovers. Meanwhile, for Memphis, they fell to the San Antonio Spurs last time out, 126-119. Harrison Barnes had 31 points as the Grizzlies got outscored in the paint 58-42. All right, you heard the final buzzer. It's time to take our final break before basketball. And when we return, the Grizzlies and the Clippers facing off for the second time this season. Next on our Clippers Audio Network.
Happy Honda days are here. The best time to save on a certified pre-owned Honda at your local Honda dealer. Get 0.99% APR financing on certified pre-owned Honda HRVs, CRVs, and Civics. Plus, get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Every certified pre-owned Honda goes through a 182-point inspection and is reconditioned like new. To save on certified pre-owned Hondas with 0.99%, search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. For well-qualified buyers. Authorized 1-2-26.
Get your mother-loving ears on because your big-time radio DJ's got news. PayPal lets you choose how you want to pay for all this stuff. With PayPal, I can pay in store, pay online, or pay over time. What's that? You want this translated into song? Well, I hope you're sitting down. You can pay your own way. You keep those ears on. You don't just pay, baby. PayPal. Learn more at PayPal.com.
Everyone wants the Emirates NBA Cup. 30-team story. With only 8 epic games to the single elimination knockout rounds. To survive, they'll have to be hungry, relentless, ruthless. They all want the cup, but only one team can claim it. And who will capture the cup? Emirates NBA Cup knockout rounds begin Tuesday on Prime.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help. Restrictions apply.
Streaming on the iHeartRadio app. This is the Los Angeles Clippers. Heard exclusively on the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Mike's hot.
Lose control, my body and soul. Don't look too fast, but just take it slow. Don't get that.
Are they still?
They didn't send me anything.
Get started, get stupid. Don't want the other people what you do is work like an infant new kid. It's with the new solution. And then it's with the delusion. The very sophisticated one, how we move with. Everybody,
I'm texting right
let's
now.
get into it. Get started, get started, get started. Let's get started.
Okay. They went to 2 anthems, he said. Okay.
They probably fucking tell us.
Yeah.
They're going to 2 fucking anthems. Jesus Christ.
Let me see what you're saying here. Okay. Will it play it? Will it roll it? Just keep the music going, I guess.
It's that time here in Memphis. The Clippers taking on the Grizzlies, looking to face up and come away with a victory for the first time this season over Memphis and for the second straight here on the road as they start a back-to-back tonight in Memphis. Let's get you the starting lineups. We'll start with your LA Clippers, who made the trip from Atlanta, where they came away with a 115-92 victory. James Harden, 27 points in that contest. He will start at point guard for the 22nd time this season here in game number 23. 6'5", 220 pounds, out of Arizona State in his 17th season. Harden is on top 10 all-time scoring list watch. He is 39 points away from entering the top 10 all-time in total points scored. Chris Dunn in the backcourt with him, 6'3", 205 pounds out of Providence in his 10th NBA season. Dunn shooting the ball at an elite level the last 7 games, 58% from the field. Kawhi Leonard, 6'6", 225 pounds out of San Diego State in his 14th season. He played his most minutes since coming back from injury, which cost him to miss 10 games, 35 minutes, and 21 points to show for it Wednesday at Atlanta. John Collins will be up the other power forward next to Kawhi Leonard, 6'9", 235 pounds, out of Wake Forest in year number 9. In the last 5 games, Collins starting to turn the corner for the Clippers. 14 points a contest on 52% from the field. Meanwhile, Ivica Zubac's the man in the middle, 7 feet, 240 pounds in his 10th NBA season. Big Zoo, 20 points and 19 rebounds last time the Clippers were here in Memphis. Meanwhile, the starting 5 for the Memphis Grizzlies, Jalen Wells in the backcourt as part of this 3-guard lineup, 6'7", 206 pounds out of Washington State in his 2nd NBA season. Wells, 17 points a contest on 58% from the field. He has been excellent for Memphis recently, and it really all starts with the shooting from the distance. 54% from 3 is Jalen Wells shooting his last 5 games. Cedric Howard in the backcourt with them.
What is their second anthem?
Pounds out of Fresno, California.
I'm like, what?
Howard,
They're not in Vancouver anymore.
He's struggled to shoot the ball. Is 2 for 23. Vince Williams Jr. will play really kind of a point guard for Memphis, 6'4", 205 pounds out of ECU in his 4th NBA season. Vince Williams Jr. had a season-high 16 points last time these two teams faced off just about a week ago. Jaren Jackson Jr., the 4 for the Grizzlies, 6'10", 242 pounds out of Michigan State in his 8th NBA season. His dad played for the Clippers back in 1992-93 for 34 games. And in the middle is Zach Edey, 7'3", 305 pounds out of Purdue. In his 2nd NBA season, he leads all centers in defensive field goal percentage at the rim. Opponents shoot 26% worse at the rim when they face Zach Edey. Our officials for tonight's contest, Courtney Kirkland in his 26th, Scott Twardowski in his 15th, and Tyler Ricks in his 2nd. 12 games going on the association, which means we are busy today, and so is Seekonka. It's back in replay.